Welcome to my Chanel Coins History Coins. VC today, videos is one you won't to miss. We're driving into the words. Top 4 for half 2 pence. So let's get it started. The 1992 2 pence, 2p coin from the United Kingdom is part of the decimal coinage system introduced in 1971. This specific coin features the Elizabeth II DG Reg FD 1992 inscription, which is abbreviated Latin for Elizabeth II Dei Gratia Regina Fidei Defensor, translating to Elizabeth II, by the grace of God, Queen, Defender of the Faith. This inscription appears around the Queen's portrait on the obverse, front side of the coin. The portrait used in 1992 was designed by Raphael Maklouf, and it had been in use since 1985. It shows Queen Elizabeth II wearing the George IV state diadem d'art. The reverse side of the coin in 1992 still bore the original reverse design created by Christopher Ironside for the 1971 decimal series. It features the badge of the Prince of Wales, a plume of 3 ostrich feathers within a coronet, above a ribbon inscribed with the German motto Ich diene, meaning I serve. Beneath the design is the denomination 2 pence. A significant detail about the 1992 2p coin lies in its metal composition. Prior to 1992, 2 pence coins were struck in bronze, a mixture of copper, tin, and zinc. However, due to the rising cost of copper, the Royal Mint switched the metal composition of the 2p coins in 1992 to copper-plated steel. As a result, coins minted in 1992 exist in both bronze and copper-plated steel versions, although the copper-plated steel became the standard going forward. To tell the difference, the copper-plated steel coins are magnetic, while the earlier bronze coins are not. Because of this transitional year, the 1992 2 pence coins can be of special interest to collectors. However, both types are considered common, as millions were minted. The steel versions weigh slightly less and are slightly more durable in circulation. In terms of legal tender status, the 2p coin remains valid for transactions up to a total of 20 pence. Despite its modest face value, coins from transitional years like 1992 are often sought after in excellent or uncirculated condition, particularly the bronze variety, which is rarer for that year. Over time, the reverse design of the 2p coin was changed in 2008 to feature a segment of the Royal Shield by Matthew Dent, but the 1992 design remains iconic for its historical and aesthetic connection to Prince Charles's heraldic symbol. For numismatists and history enthusiasts, the 1992 2 pence coin is a small yet meaningful representation of the evolution of UK coinage under Queen Elizabeth II. The 1997 2 pence 2p coin from the United Kingdom is a notable example of British decimal coinage minted during the reign of Queen Elizabeth II. This coin bears the inscription Elizabeth II DG Reg FD 1997, which stands for Elizabeth. Tas Dei Gratia Regina Fidei Defensor, translated from Latin, this means Elizabeth II, by the grace of God, Queen, Defender of the Faith. This traditional phrasing has been a hallmark of British coinage for centuries and symbolizes the constitutional and religious authority of the monarch. The obverse, front of the coin, features the third definitive portrait of Queen Elizabeth. 2. Designed by Raphael Maklouf, this portrait was used from 1985 until 1997, making 1997 the final year this effigy appeared on the 2 pence coin before it was replaced in 1998 by Ian Rank Broadley's design. In Maklouf's depiction, the Queen is shown wearing the George IV state diadem, an elegant diamond crown that she commonly wore for official state occasions such as the annual state opening of Parliament. The portrait is regal and idealized, aiming to project a sense of stability, tradition, and grace. The reverse, back of the 1997 2 pence coin continues the classic design by Christopher Ironside, who created the reverse imagery for all of the UK's original decimal coins in 1971. It features the badge of the Prince of Wales, which consists of 3 ostrich feathers encircled by a coronet, with a ribbon bearing the motto Ich diene, German for I serve. This emblem has long been associated with the title of the Prince of Wales, which traditionally goes to the heir apparent to the British throne. The words 2 pence appear prominently at the top of the design. In terms of composition, the 1997 2 pence coin holds special historical significance because it was the last year the coin was struck in bronze for general circulation. Up until 1992, all 2p coins were made from a bronze alloy, 97% copper, 2.5% zinc, and 0.5% tin. However, due to rising metal costs, the Royal Mint switched to a copper-plated steel composition starting in 1992. Still, 1997 coins were minted in both bronze and copper-plated steel, depending on the mintage purpose. Most circulating coins in 1997 were copper-plated steel, which are magnetic, while proof and special sets issued for collectors may contain the original bronze version. This makes bronze 1997 coins slightly more desirable to numismatists, especially if they are in mint condition. The coin's physical specifications include a diameter of 25.9 mm, a thickness of 1.85 mm, and a weight of 7.12 grams. The edge of the coin is plain, meaning it has no reading or inscription. Its size and dimensions remain consistent with earlier 2p coins issued since decimalization in 1971. The 1997 2p coin is not considered rare, as millions were minted for circulation. However, the year marks a transitional moment in British coin design and production. It was the final year to feature Makhlouf's portrait, and also among the last years the Prince of Wales badge appeared on the reverse before the 2008 redesign. When the Royal Mint introduced a modernized reverse across UK coinage based on a segmented royal shield, in collector terms, a 1997 2p coin is generally worth face value if circulated, but uncirculated or proof specimens, especially in bronze, can fetch a slightly higher price. Coins that were part of proof sets or annual mint sets are especially desirable if kept in pristine condition. These are often stored in protective packaging and exhibit a high level of detail and mirror-like finishes that standard coins lack. In conclusion, the 1997 2p coin is a coin that may appear ordinary in circulation, but carries historical interest due to its position at the end of two important design eras, the conclusion of the Makhlouf portrait and the nearing end of the Ironside reverse. It also marks a shift in coin metal usage and serves as a snapshot of numismatic evolution during Queen Elizabeth II's reign. Whether for collectors or historians, this coin offers insight into the cultural, artistic, and economic decisions that shape national currency. Elizabeth D.G. Reg FD 1994, 2p, full detailed information. The 1994 2p 2p coin bearing the inscription Elizabeth D.G. Reg FD is a British decimal coin that forms part of the UK's standard circulating currency. The abbreviation DAO Elizabeth D.G. Reg FD stands for Elizabeth II de Gratia Regina Fidei Defensor, which is Latin for Elizabeth II, by the grace of God, Queen, Defender of the Faith. This is a traditional title used on British coins to reflect the monarch's divine right and religious role. The obverse, front of the coin, features the third portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Raphael Makhlouf. This effigy was introduced in 1985 and continued to be used on UK coinage until 1997. In this portrait, the Queen is shown wearing the George IV state diadem, a crown famously worn during the state opening of Parliament. Her mature yet dignified appearance in this portrait was intended to reflect the continuity and stability of her reign. The reverse, back of the 2p coin, at least in 1994, typically features the badge of the Prince of Wales, which consists of 3 ostrich feathers emerging from a coronet. A ribbon below the feathers bears the German motto Ich diene, meaning I serve. This design was created by Christopher Ironside, who was the designer of the reverse designs of the original 1971 decimal coinage. The words 2p appear along the upper edge of the reverse side. The coin is made of copper-plated steel, a change from its earlier bronze composition, which had become too expensive. This switch occurred in 1992 due to rising metal prices. Thus, the 1994 2p coin is made of a steel core with a copper-plated surface, which makes it magnetic, unlike earlier bronze coins. The coin has a diameter of 25.9 mm, a thickness of 1.85 millimeters, and a mass of 7.12 grams. Its edge is plain, smooth with no lettering or ridging. The Royal Mint produced these coins primarily for general circulation, and 1994 was not a particularly rare year for the 2p coin. Therefore, unless it has a unique minting error, such as a misstrike, double strike, or wrong planche, its value is generally face value, 2p, However, collectors may pay slightly more for uncirculated or proof versions in pristine condition, especially those in sets. A common misconception among casual collectors is that any coin with the 2 pence inscription instead of 2p might be rare. While it's true that there are some rare variations, notably a small number of 1983 coins with the wording New Pence, the 1994 2 pence coin is not among these rarities. In summary, the 1994 Elizabeth II 2 pence coin is a standard UK currency piece featuring iconic British heraldry and traditional monarchical inscriptions. While not rare or particularly valuable in circulated condition, it remains a part of Britain's numismatic and cultural heritage, reflecting both the symbolism of the monarchy and the practical transitions of the Royal Mint's metal compositions. The 2007 2 pence 2p coin bearing the inscription Elizabeth DG Reg FD is a standard issue from the United Kingdom, minted under the reign of Queen Elizabeth II. This coin represents a continuation of the UK decimal coinage system that was first introduced in 1971. The inscription Elizabeth DG Reg FD is an abbreviation of the Latin phrase Elizabeth II Gratia Regina Fide Defensor, which translates to Elizabeth II, by the grace of God, Queen, Defender of the Faith. This has been a standard legend on British coins for centuries and reflects the constitutional and religious titles of the monarch. On the obverse front of the 2007 2 pence coin is the fourth definitive portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Ian Rank Broadley, FRBS, which replaced Raphael Maklouf's design in 1998. This portrait is known for its realism and slightly more mature depiction of the Queen. Rank Broadley intentionally designed the portrait with a larger profile and more visible facial detail, capturing the Queen's dignified presence as she continued her long reign. The Queen is shown wearing the Girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara, one of her most iconic and frequently worn pieces of jewelry. The reverse back of the coin features the badge of the Prince of Wales, composed of 3 ostrich feathers, encased in a coronet above a ribbon inscribed with the German motto Ich diene, which means I serve. This design was created by Christopher Ironside, the artist responsible for the reverse designs of all the original decimal coins issued in 1971. The reverse is also inscribed with the words 2 pence rather than 2p, which is part of the original decimal series design style and has remained consistent on this denomination for most years. In terms of composition, the 2007 2 pence coin is made of copper-plated steel, as were all 2p coins from 1992 onwards. This change was implemented by the Royal Mint to reduce production costs, as the rising price of copper had made the earlier bronze alloy too expensive to manufacture. This composition gives the coin a distinctive reddish appearance when new, but it can darken or even turn a dull brown over time as it oxidizes. Unlike the original bronze coins, copper-plated steel coins are magnetic, which can be a quick way to test the coin's composition. The coin has a diameter of 25.9 mm, a thickness of 1.85 mm, and a weight of 7.12 grams, matching the standard specifications. For 2p coins, the edge of the coin is plain, without any milling or inscriptions. Millions of these coins were minted in 2007, making them common in circulation and not especially valuable in the numismatic market unless found in brilliant uncirculated or proof sets. The 2007 2 pence coin holds no known rare varieties or errors that make it particularly sought after, unlike the more infamous 1983 New Pence era coin. However, it remains a part of the broader history of Queen Elizabeth II's reign and British coinage. It also represents the final years before a major change in UK coin design. In 2008, the Royal Mint introduced a new reverse design for all denominations, except the 2, replacing Ironside's traditional imagery with a segment of the royal shield spread across various coins which, when placed together, form a complete heraldic shield. Therefore, the 2007 2p is among the last to feature the full traditional Prince of Wales badge design before the redesign era began. In summary, the 2007 Elizabeth II 2 pence coin is a widely circulated piece of British coinage that carries historical and design continuity from earlier decades, reflecting both national symbolism and modern minting practices. While not rare or valuable in most contexts, it's still a meaningful artifact of everyday life during Queen Elizabeth II's long and historic